little bit further. Now I go directly into the AI for project and portfolio management. And what I'm going to be showing here today is actually a real case of a company that started with a dream 2 years ago. And today we actually are in, I believe, 28 countries. We speak more than 16 or 15 languages. And of course, we are trying to get as many people to work with the new era as possible. And what we're going to be seeing today is a personal project management assistant. But that's not only a chatbot, it's actually an innovative way of running your projects. And I'm going to be showing you through this session how and why it is innovative. One of the things we also see is actually experience. And the reason I call it experience is because it was not one profile that is actually embedded into this tool. And it's actually several different profiles combined. And all of these, reading and learning from your organization, and not only your organization, but outside existing frameworks to always give you the best recommendation and help you to take the right decisions. We focus on multi-platform. We should not block you to use one specific way. If you are actually using your ERP in a different system, or maybe you are time registering in another one, but you need the progress of your projects in a different one, why not using and speaking with one tool only? So it must be multi-platform. It needs to talk to other systems. Very important, since the beginning of the project, it must be adaptive. That means if you are running a PMI process, or maybe a waterfall, or an agile process, or Prince2, which is very popular in Europe, it does not matter. What the tool needs to do is actually understand your process and translate it into a language where everyone can understand. And we're going to be seeing here today is really amazing because we tell our customers that even though if you are not Prince2 or PMI or PMBOK compliant, you are actually able to run a Prince2 project compliant in less than 2 days because the tool, the bot, AI, will teach you, will not allow you to do mistakes. So even if you try to go to a different stage of a project without even having the requirements, the tool will say, Alan, I'm sorry, you have to fill out this information. You need to identify your project brief. All this is going to be guiding, and based on the organizational requirements, the tool will be adapting and telling and guiding the users. It is actually a chatbot. Behind the scenes, it is a chatbot. So I'm talking to someone, which is my assistant. But a chatbot itself is kind of a dummy thing because it only reacts based on what you are asking for. And that was not our ideal world. We wanted to make a bit different because if it's just reacting of what I'm asking for, it makes kind of following my mistakes. So I'm asking for something, so the bot will tell me an answer for that. But what if I'm not prepared? What if I could not predict that issue? What if I'm not really assessing the risk that is behind the scenes? That's why we added one more layer. And this layer is where the brain is the machine learning layer, which makes the bot smart. It makes the bot intelligent. It makes the bot to help you identify things that is not visible on your eyes. So when we are looking, I'm going to go through all of these items before, but that's the vision we see for a personal project management assistant today and in the future. How we connected these dots. So why we are building and why we built this. Basically, we have our users. And for several years, I believe for 16 years working in this field, I have been a consultant helping companies to deploy and actually establish their PMOs, their portfolio management solutions. And I have seen most of these years the resistance from the users. This has been the most difficult and most critical problem while implementing a tool. And this friction, this resistance has a huge impact. Even though if you come with your decision, make users do what they don't want, it's quite difficult. You will get your users tired of doing that. So there is a lot of other consequences. The reason we built what I'm going to be showing to you today is actually to break this wall between users and tools. And this is the beauty of all the things I'm going to be talking today, is imagine a world where you, even though you are not an experienced project manager, but when you are talking to someone using natural language in your local idiom, when you're speaking to that thing, and you just want to say, oh, I would like to request a resource for my project, and the tool will identify, understand, and translate this into a system behind the scenes. So when you are talking to the tool, basically the users they start getting as a friend. When they can ask any type of questions of your organization, this tool can understand, translate, and do these actions using your PPM environment. In this example, I'm using Microsoft Project Online, which is enterprise tool for project management. Even though I don't have any training, I have no experience with Project Online, I'm able to do 100% of the actions that are inside there. So by your company, when deploying, when I'm talking to decision makers or executives that want to have more control and more strategic information in their companies, this is a great thing to talk to them, because imagine that we are removing all the resistance for the users and get them to actually talk to someone, and all the data, it's coming with high quality. And one of the things we have seen over these years is a lot of companies are afraid to roll out new systems, new modules, because it's costly, it requires training, it requires a lot of adoption. Imagine that you can actually roll this out without even telling the users. But the bot will actually say, do you know we have a new module about risk management? Would you like to do your risk assessment? Look at this. These are our simple questions. And then we can even show you some similar risks that are actually in our system. This is what happened. There is no more, excuse me, corporation, but I have to roll out a new system. This is our risk management module, and it will take you maybe 5 months of training. We need to establish some. It can be more smooth, and that was our dream, and that's what we achieved here. So I hope you can feel the difference while working with these new and modern tools that we need to make the transitions more smoother than ever.